Bullets shattered tranquility near Atlanta's Emory University campus last evening, a scene ripped from headlines and thrust into heart-stopping reality. Just before 5 p.m., an active shooter emerged, targeting the offices of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), leaving behind a trail of shattered windows, a lifetime of grief, and an indomitable shock that swept the city. The man armed himself with multiple firearms and launched his attack against at least 4 CDC buildings, sending bullet holes splintering through glass and metal, visible scars on a campus dedicated to safeguarding global health. The extraordinary irony of a threat striking the symbol of disease prevention was not lost on anyone in a nearby mixed-use development called Emory Point. Officers from the DeKalb County Police Department converged in response. Among them was 33-year-old Officer David Rose, a former U.S. Marine who had joined the force just last year and carried the weight of public service as readily as his uniform. Rose was critically wounded in the exchange. As reporters later recounted with solemn respect, he gave his life with a commitment to serve others. He leaves behind a pregnant wife, 2 young children, and a legacy forever etched into the hearts of his community. Inside the CVS across the street, law enforcement found the suspect severely injured on the 2nd floor. Later confirmed dead, it remained unclear whether the fatal wound was self-inflicted or delivered by police in the line of duty. Roughly 4:50 p.m., news of gunfire echoed. Employees, many unaware at first, huddled under desks and barricaded doors, their workspace transformed into a zone of conflict and fear. One CDC official, speaking anonymously, described the moment. The shots sounded like fireworks fired one after another. Meanwhile, near the CDC daycare, 92 children were sheltered, their safety ensured by the quick thinking of staff. None were harmed. A flicker of mercy amid terror. Emory University activated its run, hide, fight alert system, urging students and faculty to shelter in place until authorities declared the area secure. The center of this unfolding tragedy was CDC Director Susan Menares. In her first week leading the agency, she delivered a somber public statement. "We are heartbroken by today's attack. A courageous local law enforcement officer gave their life." Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, still reeling from an unrelated shooting earlier in the week at Fort Stewart, called it a dark day for Georgia. He praised first responders and urged residents to hold Rose and all first responders in their prayers. As Senators Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff also weighed in, Warnock reminding the public that CDC workers are our friends, our colleagues, and our neighbors. He reiterated the urgent need for gun reform in a state already scarred by multiple recent shootings. The FBI, Atlanta Police, and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation swiftly mobilized, spearheading a probe into the shooter's identity, motives, and any connections that remain murky at best. Speculation has swirled that the shooter believed he was ill and blamed the COVID-19 vaccine. Though this remains unconfirmed, investigators continue to follow every lead. By 6:30 p.m., lockdown orders were lifted. The day's chaos, confusion, and tragedy began to give way to grief, reflection, and an urgent reckoning with public safety, especially around institutions charged with protecting our health. If you found this coverage gripping, your support matters. Subscribe now to stay ahead with in-depth reports, breaking updates, and stories that count. Share a heart of love for our fellow brother who gave his life for his country.